Get your live music fix with the best of Pearl Jam tribute music. Washed in Black will be performing for one night only, 7 p.m. on August 27th at the Federal Way Performing Arts Center. Experience a tribute to one of the most prolific bands of our time with Seattle's own Washed in Black as they celebrate the 30-year anniversary of the release of 10. Get tickets at fwpaec.org. Thank you to our sponsor, Becker Retirement Group.
Make contact. A collective psychosis is sweeping the nation. We're in the thick of the haze craze, and Elysian is introducing an altered state of IPA. Contact Haze is a tangled chemistry of mild haze, low bitterness, and an explosion of hop aroma. This hazy IPA bursts with notes of bright raspberry, currant, citrus, guava, and passion fruit. Available in 6-pack cans in stores and in all Seattle Elysian locations. Make contact.
Must be 21. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to Season 15, episode number 3,337. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are in the Men's Room. On tap today, it is a random question. Your guess is as good as my category: sports franchises and television game shows. We will play Profile This, plus headlines, Men's Room Shot of the Day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted. All right, here we go. A woman hangs out of her car to film a Snapchat video. Then she falls into the road. Meanwhile, an India Prime Minister celebrates his 70th birthday with 100 hydrogen-filled balloons. And all explode. Nurse being investigated after telling patient in pain to masturbate, then rub oil on her butt. Man on Twitter letting followers control his backside to get out of that COVID rut. And a Boston police officer injured after getting smashed into by a drunk driver. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, there are about 7 billion people on planet Earth, and that is precisely why most people are strangers. Now, these strangers will clap for you if you drop a glass at a restaurant. They'll help rescue you if you're in distress. And if you're a professional athlete, they'll show their support or their disapproval with both cheers and boos at a game. Well, Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Carson Wentz was probably glad there were no fans at the stands yesterday when he threw 2 interceptions and a 37-19 loss to the Rams. But even though there were no fans and there was no crowd, artificial crowd noise was pumped in the form of boos. That's right, he got booed twice for throwing an interception in spite of the fact that no one was actually there. But it's the Philly way. You can trust those strangers, they would boo you in real life. And trusting strangers, well, it's a slippery slope. And an example of absolute trust. A German man is letting his Twitter followers control his vibrating butt plug. And yes, you heard me right. See, every time someone liked his tweet, his butt plug would vibrate for 10 seconds. Every time someone shares his tweet, it would go for another 30 seconds. And maybe it's just me, but this seems like a really bad idea. All of it. But it's one of the many stories we discovered, stories that left us with many questions. Questions we'd like to ask you in the form of our random question, and here is how it works. You call us, we'll ask you a question at complete random. And after you share your story, we'll share with you the news story that inspired said question.
Be part of the big show, the random question. Call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Get your live music fix with the best of Pearl Jam tribute music. Washed in Black will be performing for one night only, 7 p.m. on August 27th at the Federal Way Performing Arts Center. Experience a tribute to one of the most prolific bands of our time with Seattle's own Washed in Black as they celebrate the 30-year anniversary of the release of 10. Get tickets at fwpaec.org. Thank you to our sponsor, Becker Retirement Group.
Make contact. A collective psychosis is sweeping the nation. We're in the thick of the haze craze, and Elysian is introducing an altered state of IPA. Contact Haze is a tangled chemistry of mild haze, low bitterness, and an explosion of hop aroma. This hazy IPA bursts with notes of bright raspberry, currant, citrus, guava, and passion fruit. Available in 6-pack cans in stores and in all Seattle Elysian locations. Make contact.
Must be 21. Please enjoy responsibly.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Hold the jaws and away we go. Yeah. Welcome to season 15, episode number 3,337. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat as once again we will play the game Your Guess is as Good as Mine. Got a couple good categories for you today to choose from. We have the top 10 greatest game shows of all time.
Okay.
That includes some that aired on prime time, some that air around 7-ish, 7:30, some that air 10 a.m. in the morning. You know them, you love them. They are your top 10 greatest game shows of all time. The other category we have for you today is, since it was a little football game last night, I don't know if anybody watched that game, but we have the most hated sports franchises of all times.
Ooh.
I'm not saying that one of the two teams that played last night on Sunday Night Football could be on there.
It is.
But as far as hated sports franchises go, let's just say there's a 100% chance that that is going to be a correct answer. 4 teams show up from the NFL, 2 from Major League Baseball, 2 from the NBA, only 1 NHL team, and 1 Premier Soccer League team. So we've got the most hated sports franchises of all time, 10 greatest game shows of all time, TV-wise, coming up on Your Guess is as Good as Mine. And today is the day we do our random question. 206-421-ROCK.
Random.
Hello, Felicia. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Random.
Hola.
Hola. What is up, Felicia?
Not much. Just got off work.
How was your weekend?
It's starting today, so.
Okay.
All right, well, good for you. Okay. What are you doing for a living?
I just help women.
Well, we like to think that we do too, but
we don't.
Yeah.
We try. We try our best.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's ask you this one. All right.
Okay.
You have friends that get married. Everybody goes to a wedding every once in a while. How much do you typically spend on a wedding gift?
Ooh.
So if you're going to go to somebody's wedding, how much do you spend? What's the number?
I would say probably between $50 and $100.
All right.
And what kind of, do you just go to the registry or do you try to think of something? Well, I know, like, if you don't know the couple well, maybe go to the registry so you can buy the Tupperware, the blender, and all that crap. But if you know them, do you get a more personalized gift or do you just stick with the registry?
Yeah, the registry.
Okay.
All right, let me ask you this. Do you ever look at the registry and say, you know what, I want to let them know they're never, ever going to use those champagne flutes?
Or the panini press.
Right. There's a few things that everyone asks for. They load up their kitchen, and it's like, look, I'm just going to tell you from experience, you're not going to use the champagne flutes. You're going to use them once, and that's it.
I have a Cuisinart mixer. It is the standard Cuisinart mixer. It looks the same probably since 1950 when they made these things.
Sure.
Same one, $300 and some, right? I still have that thing. I've never used it.
See, I would use a mixer.
I don't bake.
Right. My wife does, so I can use the panini press. Like, baby, let's just make a sandwich. You know what I mean? You don't need it. Are you married by any chance, Felicia?
No, not yet.
All right.
Are you, well, what do you mean not yet? Are you close to getting married, do you think?
Well, I hope so.
Okay, all right. Are you dating somebody?
Yeah, yes, I am.
And how long have you been dating?
We live together, 3 years on Halloween. 3 years.
All right. Do you drop the hints, or is it something you openly discuss?
We've discussed it, and we said, like, eventually we would like to get married. I kind of was a little disappointed that we discussed it because I wanted it to be like a surprise pop the question to me kind of thing.
Well, who brought it up?
We did end up discussing it. He brought it up.
Okay, well, keep in mind, like...
well, that's a good sign, because typically it is not the guy that brings it up.
When you're living with someone and you're kind of financially aware of what's going on within the household to some degree, or sharing bills or whatever you're doing, it's kind of hard to save money in the amount of money that you need to actually get a pretty decent-sized down payment for a ring.
Right.
And, I mean, I'm not kidding you. Like, what happened to $400 from our bank? I put it in savings.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. Like, he said he doesn't want to just have, like, a wedding. He wants to, like, actually give me a real wedding. And I was pretty grateful that he said that.
Well, keep in mind, you should be grateful, but what he's really doing is buying time. Mm-hmm. I would say
it costs money.
I'm trying to make this as special for you as I finally can, baby. I love you so much. I just want things to be perfect.
And to be honest with you, it might not be a bad time to get married during the COVID thing, because as far as the normal price of a wedding, the normal amount of people that you would invite and what that cost point would be, even if you just have 100 people, that's a pretty decent sized wedding.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, you're going to have.
That's what he's saying now. Like, you don't have to spend all that on food, all that kind of crap. You just get the gifts. And by the way, if you do get married, what is the one thing you would hope someone buys for you? Ask for an air fryer. This is the one time you get an air fryer. I promise you'll use that. Trying to think of the good ones.
I guess I would want more, like, to have money put towards, like, my honeymoon. Really?
You know what, man?
Yeah.
Felicia, I'm right there with you. I did not care at all about the wedding day. I just wanted to be on a beach somewhere the next day.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah, like, everybody put up on the honeymoon, let it be, like, super long, like 10, 15-day honeymoon. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, and the thing is, look, you're going to be up till 2:30 in the morning anyway, 3 o'clock in the morning on your wedding night for the most part. That flight's always like at 7:50. Yeah, it's almost like just power through, man. You know what I mean? Just stay up all night.
I don't think I've seen anybody leave for the honeymoon
the next day.
Yeah, it's been years. I don't think people do that.
When I was growing up, I assumed that was a standard protocol. And as I've gotten older, to your point, I don't know anyone who got married and then the next day they were gone. Did you?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah, I jumped on a plane.
Miles did.
Yeah, we were there.
I'd already been in Baltimore for 4 days.
Very memorable.
Get me the hell out of here.
Where'd you go?
Hawaii.
Damn.
You'll never forget it.
Hawaii, yeah.
That's stupid.
I'm sure it was wonderful.
You live in Seattle.
Well,
all right, so Hawaii is a 5-hour flight.
I know.
And then the time you decide to go to Hawaii, you're already 4.5 hours on the other side of the country just so your flight can be twice as long.
I had to do 5.5 to do another 5.
God almighty.
Yeah, stupid. Raise your hands. How much do you typically spend on a wedding gift? There's a wedding RSVP card. It's going viral right now for its insanity. The couple is offering people different options for dinner based on how much money they're planning to give as a gift.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
So here's the breakdown. If you give a gift of $250, you can pick between the roast chicken or the swordfish.
Okay.
$250, roast chicken, swordfish.
What are you picking?
Out of the two, roast chicken.
Yeah, I'm taking the roast chicken.
They always dry out the swordfish.
I'm only giving them 100, so I don't have an option yet.
I'm going by each one. Because roast chicken is not extravagant for $250 freaking dollars.
Yeah, I'd go swordfish just because I never get swordfish.
Okay.
If you spend $251 to $500 on a gift,
no.
You get sliced steak or poached salmon.
Sliced steak.
Come on. Poached salmon.
Between $500 and $1,000, filet mignon or lobster tails. So if you spend between $500 and $1,000, that's what you're getting for dinner. Finally, if you spend $1,000 to $2,500 or more, you get a 2-pound lobster, a souvenir champagne goblet, or the vegetarian or kosher option. That is correct. Those two are not offered at any other lower gift levels. So if you're vegetarian or you eat kosher and keep kosher, you need to spend between $1,000 and $2,500 to get a meal. And as you can expect, people are not happy with this couple on social media.
No, that's ridiculous.
It is, but you know what? I wasn't invited to the wedding, so I think it's fantastic.
It's not on me.
But again, their lowest cash total was $200.
Up to $250.
Jesus. Hello, Benson. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Benson, welcome to the program. Random question. How are you, man?
Oh, not so bad. How about yourself?
Doing great, man. Let's go with this one. This is a deep, dirty, dark one here. What would you say is the most exotic thing that you've eaten? At least in your own experience. What was like just crazy food?
I honestly haven't actually. I don't actually think I've eaten anything like extremely exotic. I've had like frog's legs.
That qualifies.
That really does.
I honestly would probably only say that'd probably be the only thing I've had.
What did you think of them?
They actually just tasted essentially just like chicken. Probably just a.
That is
little weird.
Everyone I've ever talked to that's had frog legs, I have not had them myself.
Frog legs.
Everyone says the same thing. All right, but if you order frog legs, how many legs do you get? You know, if I order chicken wings, I'm getting 12.
You get 4, right?
That's
typically
it?
in an order? I believe so, yeah. Depending on the size of the frog.
Really? So it was like,
when I got them, I got 4 in New Orleans.
I think where I got them from, it was probably 4, 6, probably. They just came out. They looked like a chicken thigh, like a very mini chicken thigh.
Were they baked, deep fried? How do they serve them?
They were fried.
Okay. That is how I'd want my frog leg.
If you didn't tell someone that it was a frog leg, they probably would just assume it was a chicken thigh.
But would they think it's a weird chicken thigh, or they would just think it's a chicken thigh?
I feel like they would probably taste it and think it tasted kind of weird, but I don't think they would ever think it was anything other than chicken.
All right. I've had rattlesnake. I've never had alligator. You guys said you liked alligator.
I had alligator once. It was delicious.
What is the texture or the taste of alligator?
The texture reminded me like of a scallop.
Huh.
Kind of the best way.
Okay.
But man, I can't really describe the taste, but it's just good. Granted, it was in New Orleans. So all the crap they put on top or poached it in or whatever they did has a lot to do with it. I get the feeling it's like chicken in the sense that it'll taste like whatever you cook it in.
Yep. Reason we asked, what is the most exotic thing you've eaten? Tammy Jo Blanton. She was found deceased in a bathtub of her Jefferson home the morning of September 11, 2014. This story goes back a little bit. Authorities also found her boyfriend, Joseph Aberhansley, at the residence with a skillet, a bloody pair of tongs, and a plate with what appeared to be a skull and bones nearby. Police said the 46-year-old victim was stabbed at least 25 times. And yes, if you're wondering, she had just broken up with her boyfriend. She did the whole, whatever they call that thing where you're not supposed to get near somebody. What do they call that?
Restraining order?
Restraining order. I've never
Don't act like you don't know.
I don't know what you call that. I don't know.
The cops have reminded you multiple times.
What do you call one of those? It did not work. Basically, hours later, she called 911 in a panic. The cops showed up. He was outside. He had left. By the morning, she was gone. Now, he allegedly confessed to the murder that morning, took his story back. Either way, this is finally going to trial. He ate all of her organs before they got there in the morning.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, and he had begun to take her body apart and continue to fry it up in a pan within the kitchen.
Wow.
Come on. Yes, he was caught by neighbors who were smelling something first, and then they went to do a welfare check when she did not show up at work.
That's terrifying.
That is terrifying.
I can't imagine why they broke up. By the way, people are commenting on food. They say frog legs have a slight trout flavor with the texture of chicken. Several years ago, my ex and I would hunt bullfrogs on a friend's property. Someone else's thrill. Frog legs taste like chicken that's been soaked in a pond. Not great.
It depends.
And someone else says, as far as foods they've tried, says kangaroo and crocodile, which made me think, bless you, I'm hoping they ate them together like the turkey, duck, and chicken, like a turducken, and you could call it a crockaroo.
Yep. Yeah. I've had an ostrich steak.
Yeah, I've had snails, escargot.
That's great.
Had the escargot.
That's fantastic. The worst one ever, I'm telling you right now, as far as, not that it's exotic, but if you ever go to a sushi restaurant, do not order sea urchin. Sea urchin is disgusting. This mushy baby food, just cup of absolute crap.
But you would never give it to your baby. You know what part of the sea urchin
I love
is,
sushi.
right?
You know, but no.
It's the gonads.
What?
Honest to God, the edible part of a sea urchin is the gonads, which is no big deal in and among itself. People eat Rocky Mountain oysters, but it's just the consistency of it, and then you add to the fact that it's gonads. I'm like, this is not for me.
No.
Random.
Hello, Taylor. Welcome to the men's room.
Boo, bitches.
Boo!
Taylor, welcome to the program. Random question. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. I think you can answer this. Who do you think is a sexy non-human? Who do you think is a sexy non-human?
Is this including, say, fictional characters?
Yeah.
For an example, Steve's mom wants to have sex with a Geico gecko.
I can't explain it. Every time that commercial comes on, she's like, I find him so sexy. And my father and I'm like, Jesus Christ, Mom. It's a gecko, man. You know what I mean? I understand people get attracted to accents, but it's a gecko. But she's like, I just think he's sexy.
He can get to the hard to reach places.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he can.
Yep. I try not to go there mentally, but I understand what you're saying.
So, who do you think is a sexy non-human?
You know, I got this one. It came right to mind, and I got to go Lois Griffin. Her hips don't lie. I mean, she can get it.
Okay. All right.
Lois Griffin.
Fair enough.
God, I hear so many people say her, man. Mm-hmm. To me, I always thought Daphne from Scooby-Doo. Like, yeah.
Lois is kind of hot.
Is she?
Yeah.
Is she? I don't know, man.
Yep. Kim Cattrall, you know her from Sex and the City. She was doing one of those, I'm going to get candid and do 25 things that my fans don't know about me.
Nor did anyone ask.
Yeah. So she basically said, I have had a long-time crush on Crow T. Robots from Mystery Science Theater 3000.
The googly-eyed robot?
He's the fictional character on the long-running Comedy Central show, which told the story of a janitor trapped on a satellite and forced to watch old B movies. That is the premise. He passed his time by ridiculing the flicks with the help of his robot friends, Crow, Tom Servo, Gypsy, and Cambot.
If you're not familiar with what he looks like, let me just describe his head. His mouth essentially is a bowling pin that has been cut lengthwise. That's a fact. So he can open it. His eyes are ping pong balls, and then the rest of his head is like what? Like a kind of like a catcher's mitt.
Yeah. Kim didn't expound too much on her love for the would-be mechanical thing, but the feeling appears to be mutual. During a 1992 episode of Mystery Science Theater called City Limits, Crow T. Robot became enamored with Kim and wrote a song called Oh, Kim Cattrall, which contained lyrics such as, you were in Mannequin, and that was a really good movie, and I like your smell. You're really swell. You're really swell. Speaking of sexy cartoon characters, as far as Lois Griffin, she comes in number 9 on a list of the 25
really
sexiest cartoon.
Who else
babes.
is on there? Jessica Rabbit?
Jessica Rabbit's number 1.
Yeah.
Hollywood, get it? From Cool World is number 2. Red Hot Riding Hood, that sounds like a porn thing. Betty Boop still on the list at number 4. Lara Croft, there's a good one. Tomb Raider at number 5. Somehow Tinkerbell from Peter Pan makes the list.
Come on, you filthy sons of bitches.
Wonder Woman from the Justice League.
Yeah.
Princess Jasmine, Storm from X-Men, She-Ra from Princess of Power, She-Ra. Pebbles from the Flintstones. Betty Rubble's in there as well.
Keep in mind, they did a cartoon where Pebbles was grown up as well.
Okay. Yeah, I did not know that.
Everyone got that look. Because trust me, I saw that list earlier, and I'm like, oh, my God. Oh, that's right.
Little Mermaid's on the list. Catwoman. Yeah.
Little Mermaid 16.
Oh, well, she's
They
on there.
say it in the movie.
So
you disgusting sons of bitches.
So is Stripperella. Who's Stripperella? That is. Stripperella.
I'm into it. I can't believe your mom finds the Gecko sexy.
Dude, I cannot explain it. And anytime we're watching football together or something and that commercial comes on and he does his spiel, whatever it might be, she cannot help herself but say, that little gecko, he's so sexy. That'd be my boyfriend. It's like, oh my God. Oh my God. Hello, Willie. Welcome to the men's room. Hola.
All right, Willie, welcome to the program. Random question. Willie, let's go with this one. What task or new chore have you been doing more of because of COVID-19, because of the pandemic? Is there anything that additional responsibilities that you've been taking on? A lot of parents out there are now kind of teachers, tutors, everything else under the sun. Is there anything out there that you've been doing more of?
Honestly, I guess cleaning, just general cleaning, hard cleaning around the house.
Okay. All right. So you're taking
a lot of people are.
Yeah, taking more responsibility. Are you doing like a massive spring clean where you throw stuff out? I don't know about you guys, man. But I tried to do that with my closet the other day. I got 3 bags of stuff. I'm ready to go to Goodwill in Ballard, right?
Good luck.
I go up the street and I'm about 2 blocks away from the Goodwill. They're taking 1 car at a time. There's a line. I mean, my car did not move.
Because everybody is going to trust me. We went through the same thing.
I don't know if you've been to Goodwill, but I bet it's just like the most stuff they've ever had now. You know what I mean? It's got to be.
I don't even know if they're open to the public yet or if they're still just taking these donations, but they had to narrow it down to 1 car at a time because everyone for the last 6 months is like, you know what? We don't need this anymore. Let's give it to Goodwill. This might be the first time Goodwill's like, please stop giving us stuff.
Yeah, the Goodwill by my house opened back up, but it is crowded every day with people trying to
I'm telling you, look, if you ever go to Goodwill, this has to be the best time ever, right? Because people are getting rid of everything.
If you're shopping there, if you're
shopping,
dropping stuff off, you're screwed. The reason we asked what task have you been doing more of because of COVID-19, a new survey looked at all the extra unpaid jobs we've had to take on during the pandemic. Number one, by the way, is chef. And just because you cook food, I don't know if that can really qualify you as being a chef or not.
You're not a chef. Stop.
Well, I mean, just because you cook food doesn't make you a chef. Partly because our kids have also been home the whole time, so they're 3 meals a day, no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, right, you're cooking more. But you're as much a chef as I am an assistant coach in the NFL because I yell out what I think they should do.
So 50% of people say they're a chef now.
Okay.
Head chef.
Yeah. Number 2 is tutor at 40%.
Yes, that you are.
Back to the students. More dog walking is going on. 39% of people say they've been walking their dog more to get out of the house. Also doing daycare, so to speak. Some handyman things, and of course, chauffeur.
Yes.
So the typical things, but just
more of it.
Just full time all the time. More of the random question coming up. 206-421-ROCK.
For tank and tankless hot water heaters, for clogged drains, for leaky faucets, for toilets that won't flush. Stop freaking and call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical is your trusted source to solve all your plumbing needs. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net. Make contact. A collective psychosis is sweeping the nation. We're in the thick of the haze craze, and Elysian is introducing an altered state of IPA. Contact Haze is a tangled chemistry of mild haze, low bitterness, and an explosion of hop aroma. This hazy IPA bursts with notes of bright raspberry, currant, citrus, guava, and passion fruit. Available in 6-pack cans in stores and in all Seattle Elysian locations. Make contact.
Must be 21. Please enjoy responsibly.
You're in the men's room. 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle.
Not one, but 2 masks. Available now in the KISW Rock Shop at KISW.com. We got a camo in there and then the very cool school skull covering.
I know.
Yeah. And every time you pick up one of those masks, you help our friends at the Washington State Nurses Association. You need a mask anyway, you're doing some good. And we got 2 great styles at the KISW.com now. What are you thinking over there? More comments?
Yeah, some comments coming in about sexy non-humans and people, obviously animated characters. A lot of people support Jessica Rabbit, of course. Someone else says, technically, The Little Mermaid is now older than me because she was 16 at the time of the film's release. Yes, we see what you did there. And someone else says, sexiest non-human, and let Archer wreck me. That from Diane.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
very good.
The Little Mermaid, too, like, when you go to Disney World.
Oh, boy.
Jeez, I'm not going to help. But the woman playing her is not 16.
Hey, I'm just saying in the movie, all right? I point out that she's 16 years old. There that as you will.
Random.
Hello, Bo. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Bo, welcome to the program. Random question. How you doing today?
Good. How you doing?
Okay, we're doing great. All right, let's go with this one. Bo, what did you win? Everybody's a winner sometimes.
No, I desperately hope you have been.
Not all the time.
I don't know. I haven't won much.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Wow.
Never won at the casino?
No, actually, I lost like $200 one time. That was it.
Okay.
Keep going, Miles.
Never won
We're going to find something.
Never won anything in school, like some kind of competition?
No, I didn't.
You never won like maybe a Little League championship or anything like that?
We came close, but we didn't win.
But no. All right. A scratch off. You got a scratch for anything. You want a scratch
off. I lost $5. I don't gamble much.
Jesus, man.
Okay. All right.
No, I'm desperately...
I won a bike. I won a $10 bike one time when I was like 6.
All right.
Okay.
Take that.
See, look, man, winning does not come often in life.
More often than you.
It really does. I mean, honest to God. I mean, it's one of those things where I can't remember. Ted, we were talking about that. I think your niece won some kind of soccer championship or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, tell her to, cherish that moment because you don't get a lot of those.
No, it's the truth.
I mean, for whatever reason, whatever you do, it's like, even like if it's a fantasy football, if you try, it's just, it's very difficult to win things.
Yeah, but to lose all the time like poor Bo here. I mean, my God, man.
Yeah. The IG Nobel Prizes came out. Do you guys know what the
Ig Nobel?
Yeah, the Ig Nobel Prize is. Those are awards that are given out to the most ridiculous advances in science.
They are advances. They are scientific, and they're 100% stupid.
They are. They've been doing this for 30 years. They were just handed out. If you're not familiar, awards are given to the most ridiculous advances in science and other academic fields each year. Some of this year's winners include a team of archaeologists who studied whether knives made out of frozen human poop would be effective weapons. They were not, for what it's worth. They tried to cut a steak with a poop knife, and apparently it failed.
They tried to cut a steak?
Basically
what is the motivation behind, what do you believe their motivation to find out if you can make a frozen poop knife was?
Basically, I don't know if it was like a Siberia thing or if it was,
so they're speculating thing. Like, you live in the cold, you could poop, and then you could form that into a weapon?
Because it's minus 50 degrees.
So you have a steak, but you got to use poop for the guy.
They basically form it.
No, man.
That was a good point.
They didn't work for what it's worth, but hey, look, they won this damn thing. One of the winners.
Because
they tried to replicate what they had thought had been a way where they made weapons, they made knives, because you could
cutlery.
You could form the poop because the poop was hot, right? And then you can make it into the shape what you wanted, and when you freeze it, you have whatever you've got. You can make a bowl out of it. You can do
before we judge them, Ted, would you have known the answer to that question if we simply posed it? No, you wouldn't have. So that's an advancement.
You're right.
Now you know.
Mm-hmm. Then there were the group of scientists who gave an alligator helium to see how it would affect the alligator's voice compared to how it affects human voices.
What did
that's pretty funny.
What alligators sound like?
They just gave it a shot.
Can we find the sound of an alligator? Just see what it sounds like normally.
Do they hiss?
I think. I mean, do they roar? Like, what do they do?
Yeah, it's such a scary creature, but you're right. I'm like, does it make noise at all?
Okay, now, again, it might seem really stupid, but I have to admit, I am very curious to know what an alligator on helium sounds like.
Researchers actually found one trait of anybody who studies insects for a living. It was almost like a 95%. The one thing that people who study insects for a living have in common.
Well, I mean, you got to like bugs, but beyond that,
they all are afraid of spiders.
Really?
So if you study insects, you are afraid of spiders. That's one of the key things they found.
So people that study insects are scared
usually
of spiders,
afraid of spiders, correct?
Which are not insects, right? So
yeah,
that's crazy to me. What do you got, Mike?
I have the alligator helium study here. Hang on one second.
Ooh,
all right.
Our subject was a Chinese alligator. We recorded her inhaling normal air and heliox, a helium-oxygen mixture. And here we go. Here's one call in air and one call in heliox. They sound different, and this is evidence that also non-avian reptiles have resonances in their vocalizations.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Congratulations.
By the way, we lost everybody there on the phone line, so if you want to get in on our random question 206-421-ROCK.
It didn't sound much different to me.
No. Another study, an economic study that tried to connect a country's wealth inequality with its average amount of mouth-to-mouth kissing. I have no idea how that worked.
Wait, read that again?
An economic study that tried to connect a country's wealth inequality with its average amount of mouth-to-mouth kissing.
So do they think that the more you mouth kiss, the better your country's economy, or the other way?
I don't know.
Does France have a good economy?
I don't know if they do or not. Mm-hmm. Are they known for mouth kissing?
Yeah, it's French kissing, right?
I mean, I know, but I feel like they're more like kiss on the cheek. I feel like the U.S., you probably get more mouth kissing than anywhere, man.
Yeah, where did that term come from?
French kiss?
Yeah.
Well, it depends, because I can't remember which war it was. So we know it as the French kiss, but in France it's known, I believe, as like the Spanish kiss or the English kiss. In England, it's known as the French or Spanish kiss. So no country claims it as its own, but we know it as the French kiss, but if you go to France, they call it some other country kiss.
And a psychology study that tried to figure out a way to tell if someone's a narcissist by examining their eyebrows.
Oh.
That was another Ig Nobel Prize winner.
What did they come up with? Because now everyone's looking at each other's eyebrows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I guess
do you have the eyebrows of a narcissist?
I don't know if it was how you shape them or if just what the eyebrows look like.
I kind of luck out. I just have good ones.
Yeah. Well, you're not real bushy.
I don't need to be a narcissist to know how good I look.
You know? No, I don't trim them. Nothing.
Ever? You've never had your eyebrows trimmed at the...
At like the barbershop?
Yeah.
Maybe once.
I've never had my eyebrows trimmed.
I think
do you get bushy eyebrows? Because like old people,
I get like one big long hair coming out.
That's all right.
Or something.
But you ever like meet people, it's always an old guy, right? He's like 70 or older, and they have just said the hell with it. And it's like they have two individual mustaches on their forehead. Mm-hmm. And you're like, man, how are you okay with this? You know what I mean? Like, how are you okay with that much hair?
It's a lot.
So
it's like an awning.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, if you got bushy eyebrows, I'm just kidding. Actually, this is a sad but true story.
Bushy brows.
It's about a year and a half ago. There are two women sitting in the lobby of our office building. All right. And we walk outside. Now, I don't notice them.
No.
Miles notices them. We go outside. He's like, dude, did you see the size of the eyebrows on this one woman inside? I completely whiffed on it. He's like, it's unbelievable. So I make the point that, man, when we walk in, all I want to do is see this woman's eyebrows because Miles could not stop talking, just how thick they are, right? Whatever. So we walk in, we look where these women were sitting. Well, they're not sitting there anymore. So obviously I missed them. Now, this is the lobby of a building, so it's all tile, like 20-foot ceilings. Your voice carries. So I say to Miles, oh, man, I want to see that Browley chick. And as I'm saying that, I look up. They just moved seats. But wait, now we make eye contact.
Oh, no.
As
I'm directly at him?
But, yes. But I'm finishing.
Was that right?
Oh, my God. And I mean, so I'm turning my head as I'm saying this, as I'm finishing my words. She's now looking at me, maybe 10 feet away, right? Her eyebrows were unfrickin' believe. I've never, ever seen it. Picture like, I don't know, like Groucho Marx. Picture his mustache. They give him two, put them above the eyes.
Was she older?
No. She was made up.
She was
She's
attractive.
done up. She's dressed.
Just big old brow.
It's huge. You couldn't get past
No.
it. There's no way, man. I mean, I've never, ever in my life seen eyebrows like I saw in that woman. And I just felt bad because I'm saying it out loud. There she is. And then they were there for like the next hour and a half, man. Like every time we went down there, she was there, and I had to stifle my laughter.
There was a kid I went to school with, and he didn't have eyebrows. They were just like not there, so we called him Browley.
Random.
He's Browley all through school.
Hello, Roy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola! Roy, welcome to the program. Ran a question. Let's go with this one for you. What would you say, Roy, was the most dangerous thing that you did as a kid? What was the most dangerous
thing I did as a kid? Well, I'm in my early 40s, so everything we did when I was little is dangerous now.
Right.
Trying to think. Dangerous? What kind of danger, Miles?
Okay, for an example, all right, I'll give you a few. When I was a kid, we were stupid, so we used to make incendiary devices out of 4F gunpowder.
Pipe bombs?
Yeah, something like that. And then we would take them when we were camping or whatever, and we would throw them in a lake or a stream when we were hiking, and then we wouldn't have to fish for dinner because they would just come to the top.
So when I was like in kindergarten, first grade, me and my buddy, we got a bunch of gunpowder, and we made our own firecrackers and lit them off, and got in lots of trouble.
See, that's danger. Right there is danger.
It is. We used to do the thing where you mix chemicals together.
Mm-hmm. I'm sometimes worried about my kids when they cook on the stove because they forget to turn the burners off, and it's gas, and it's all these different things. Like
but that's not stupid. It's inherently dangerous because anyone could forget. But if you came home and your kids were mixing gunpowder because they're going to make a pipe bomb, you'd be like, okay, now we need to talk.
Mm-hmm. When people call up and say, we had BB gun wars and all that kind of things, like, that's dangerous. I shot my brother right between the eyes. Well, 1 inch one way or the other, and your brother might be blind in one eye.
Did you ever actually know a kid who lost an eye? Because parents, it was always darts, BB gun,
scissors.
Rocks, scissors. I mean, my God, if you touched anything as a kid, there's the risk of someone losing their eye. And it always amazed me. Not once did I meet someone who actually lost an eye.
We used to have rock fights with people with kids that we didn't like, and they would do the same to us. We just start hurling rocks at each other.
And it ended when you got hit.
Yeah, it was the stupidest thing in the world. The reason we asked what was the most dangerous thing you did as a kid, a 9-year-old Irish boy, he was casually hanging out with one of the world's deadliest snakes and had no idea. The child, Finn Kilmary, found the reptile in his backyard. Though he apparently was just fascinated with it, he alerted his mom, and any potential crisis was then averted. But it was what they found out next about his discovery that left them truly petrified of the danger they had unwittingly managed to evade. You see, when the mom came out, she covered the snake with a box until professionals were able to arrive and remove the creature.
Cover it with a professional box.
Yeah, at the time, neither the kid or the mom had any idea what kind of snake was resting in the yard, and neither expressed much fear. It seems he was acting as cool as a cucumber. That's what the mom said about the boy. It wasn't until the professionals identified the creature as a saw-scaled viper. Do you guys know what a saw-scaled viper looks like?
I don't, but all I need to hear is viper. I think I might know, actually, now that you're saying it.
This is, it's got a very unique head shape, not unlike a cobra. It's a little bit different, but there is definitely a difference between the way that you would call something a viper and something a snake. It's more diamond shape, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Bigger, either way. According to statistics, it is the one snake responsible for the most human deaths by snakes globally around the world.
Damn.
It was just happenstance that the 9-year-old, oh no, it went off. that the 9-year-old stumbled on such a dangerous reptile in his own backyard, let alone where that snake is not found naturally.
Wait, Ireland?
Yes.
Didn't St. Patrick, wasn't the whole deal with his ass that he played a flute or some crap and they all left Ireland?
Okay, that's the snake right there. You're going to love this one.
Yeah, that snake should not be in Ireland.
No.
Do you guys know what the National Reptile Zoo director's name is in Ireland?
Seamus McShamus.
James Hennessy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He immediately saw that the snake was a giant danger to the family. His theory is that it had likely hitched a ride on a shipping container from India to Ireland. They would say that this is the only way, because you don't keep the snake as a pet.
No.
So the only way that they believe, and he did live close to the shipping yards.
Okay.
That the reptile jumped on one of those containers. They removed him safely from the yard. No one was injured. And to make matters sweeter for a certain 9-year-old, he now has a series of photos of the snake to show off to his friends. They gave him a bunch of pictures as well.
St. Patrick would be so upset.
Yeah, and they basically dropped this bad boy off at some place that does venom studies. So,
by the way, real quick, we were talking about dangerous things you do as a kid. This kid's interacting with the snake. But we pointed out that every parent, and hell, I say it to my kids now, be careful, you're going to put someone's eye out. And you never see anyone get their eye put out. And then someone says, I saw a kid in first grade get a pencil through the eye.
Random.
That is hardcore, man.
I told you, the most vicious thing I ever saw was my cousin, the girl across the street, hit him over the head with a Smurf guitar. Like a little
blue Smurf guitar.
Yeah.
Did it work?
Oh, it crushed him. He had to get stitches.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
We didn't play with her much anymore.
I guess not. Hello, Matthew. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola!
Matthew, welcome to the program.
Thank you,
Let's
sir.
see what we got here. All right, Matthew, how about this one? When did you have to trust a total stranger? When did you trust a total stranger?
Okay, I'll tell you exactly when. When I was 18, I came across an illegal pistol, and I was transporting it from Everett, and I was going down to Bremerton, and so I had to take a cab from Everett down to Seattle. But when I got to Seattle, I had to go into a building down in downtown to go and meet a friend of mine who was going to come across with me to Bremerton. But I had to leave the gun in the car, so I had to trust this complete total stranger with the gun in the car. He knew it was in the cab, but he had this big protest against it. I convinced him to keep it, and then he kept his car running for me. Of course, gave me the ride that I needed back to under the ferry.
Oh, that was very nice.
I got there.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he was not happy about that, I can promise you.
Mm-hmm. No. Reason we asked, when did you have to have or trust a total stranger? They say pandemic life can be lonely. A lot of us are feeling starved for touch, attention, and sex. But humans are innovative about designing a new way to connect with each other. An electronics engineer in Berlin, who goes by the Twitter handle Spacebuck, he created an anal plug that can be controlled by his Twitter followers.
Thank God.
Well, at least one person is getting his intimate needs satisfied. Spacebuck created a Wi-Fi enabled battery called the Double O that allows anything that takes AA batteries to be controlled by the internet. He decided to test it on real time on Twitter by linking it with his feed. Every time someone liked his tweet, the plug vibrated for 10 seconds. Every time someone shared it, it vibrated for 30 seconds. As of this writing, Spacebuck's post has been linked 333 times and retweeted 115 times. So that would be good for about 113 minutes.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. If he hadn't shut it off for about an hour.
Yeah.
An hour is a lot of crowdsourced pleasure. Honestly, he said it's more sexual attention than he's gotten from the equivalent on Tinder. Spacebuck's plug is about more than just having a good time. I'm interested in exploring the paradoxical combination of intimacy and distance.
Don't try to scientific up the fact that you have a vibrating butt plug that strangers can vibrate
This
for
is
you.
an extremely intimate project, one that involves me telling people about my personal anal activities.
Well, yeah.
He said that this project allowed him to be publicly open about his sexual proclivities and social in how he pursues satisfaction, but he also gets to have the safety of using an anonymous persona. So there you go. He's 31 years old.
Can we find Spacebuck on our Twitter page?
And if you follow him there,
are you already on that, Mike?
Yeah, working on it.
Just send a retweet something, and I just want to know because keep in mind, a man 9,000 miles away in Germany, he's going to get a little pick me up. I don't understand the motivation.
Oh, well, this is the guy that makes electronic knickknacks.
Oh, he doesn't have
He's
to
in
stay.
Berlin. I think this is him. Should I like one of his tweets and see what happens?
Yes.
Do we have to like a certain one?
I'm not sure, man. I think we just. It's so important.
I think he just. Would you like to name the? No. I think if I like any one of his tweets,
just like him all.
Boom, boom. I think he's getting 2 vibrations there. So
Good.
That's weird.
I don't know, man. I just don't know that I would trust him.
Coming up, your guess is as good as mine. The categories today will be the most hated sports franchises in the world, and your.
The COVID-19 pandemic showed us how a microscopic virus could upend our lives. There is so much out there that we need to understand. But for every threat, there are heroes working at the edges of science and policy to protect us. I'm Dr. Abdul El-Sayed, former Detroit Health Director and host of Crooked Media's America Dissected. Every episode, I talk to the doctors, scientists, culture makers, and policy leaders who are working out new ways to protect us against our biggest threats. New episodes of America Dissected every Tuesday. Listen on Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.